Lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Welcome to the Lucid Mind Center. My name is Judith. This is a Qigong support for a Course in Miracle students. How it works is this. First, we're going to read the lesson together. Then we're going to contemplate it. After that, we are going to apply that. And we're going to incorporate all this into a Qigong class. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And at the end of the class, tell me how it went for you, where you're from, and how long you've been with A Course in Miracles. Let's begin. Lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as the Son of God, at one with the mind of His Creator. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness, then, can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. If you are holy, so is everything God created. You are holy because all things He created are holy. And all things He created are holy because you are. In today's exercises, we will apply the power of your holiness to all problems, difficulties, or suffering in any form that you happen to think of in yourself or someone else. We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions. In the 4 longer practice periods, each preferably to last a full minute, repeat the idea for today, close your eyes, and then search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness of any kind as you see it. Try to make as little distinction as possible between a situation that is difficult for you and one that is difficult for someone else. Identify the situation specifically and also the name of the person concerned, and use this form in applying the idea for today. In the situation involving so-and-so, you fill in the blanks, in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Or you do it this way. In the situation involving so-and-so, in which so-and-so sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. From time to time, you may want to vary this procedure and add some relevant thoughts of your own. You might like, for example, to include thoughts such as, there is nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it. Introduce whatever variations appeal to you, but keep the exercises focused on the theme. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. The purpose of today's exercises is to begin to instill in you a sense that you have dominion over all things because of what you are. In the frequent shorter applications, apply the idea in its original form unless a specific problem concerning you or someone else arises or comes to mind. In that event, use the more specific form of application. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. So in this particular class, I see several trigger words, if you will. So the first is because it establishes you as a son of God. No, this is the second sentence. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a son of God, at one with the mind of His Creator. Now, if you haven't read the text before, this might trigger you. If you have read the text before, you will understand that there is no gender as such when we're not in physical form. So this is just basically establishing that it's the child of God. If you fancy, you can put daughter of God. It really is irrelevant because again, every single one of those classes is about noticing how your mind works and how this is interfering with your sense of self and interfering in your sense of happy self and powerful self. Because what we want to do here is we want to get the power back into our awareness and become aware of what actually, who we are and what we're doing here in this human experience. Many people have got, not everybody, but many people have got, feel that they're being triggered with the word God. This is because of their upbringing and what the meaning they have been transmitted by the people around them, by society and so on. And so they feel triggered by this particular word. But we just have to go back behind the word and figure out what does the course actually mean by that word and why is it constantly using it. And I think mainly it's because he wants to give you the power back to not be influenced by some meaning which you have maybe put into this during the course of your life, and then throwing away the baby with the bathwater, if you will, where you basically detaching yourself from this word and at the same time actually detaching yourself from its power. If you like, you can actually write into the comments what your association is with these words, and if you actually have any problems with it, I would really like to know that, because then it's going to help me make a better class and the next classes which come along. So one of the things which helped me in my course when because I was really triggered with the word God and Son of God, I just replaced them to begin with, until eventually I realized, well, you know what? I'm not replacing them anymore because I have understood the meaning. But for example, let's replace the word God with love, and let's replace the word son with child. And let me read this first paragraph to you then. Your holiness, and the word holy is probably also a word which is maybe triggering some, because it's all connected to our to those words which are being used by the church, which is probably triggering you, which is God, Son of God, and holiness. Holiness really means that you are the extension of this universal power. That you have this universal power in you, and when you recognize it within yourself, you become holy, or you become full, or you become complete. So you could theoretically replace the word holiness with completeness, with fullness, enlightened self. So let me replace holiness with completeness. Your completeness reverses all laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your completeness is totally unlimited in its power, because it establishes you as the child of love and one with the mind of its creator. Through your completeness, the power of love is made manifest. Through your completeness, the power of love is made available. And there is nothing the power of love cannot do. So you can see here that just by changing some words, the triggers within you are different. And this is what this whole class is trying to teach us. It's trying to teach us, look at this differently, because you're being triggered by silliness. So look at what is triggering you, change it, and remember that you are complete, that you are the child of this universal force, this universal intelligence, or whatever you like to call it. Okay? And the reason why this is called Son of God and not Daughter of God or Child of God is because there is no gender, there is no sex before we are coming to this earth, before we are coming into this human experience. There is only oneness. So there is no division into male and female. There is no division into yin and yang. And this is also what Qigong or Taoism is teaching. Taoism is teaching that we are coming from oneness. And then Taoism is teaching that for this energy, then the Son of God or the Child of God, there is a kind of a split, and there is an experience of its oneness. And this experience of oneness couldn't stay for a very long time without splitting itself further. And so it divided itself into yin and yang. And then from the yin and yang, from the yin and yang, humanity, and all the 1,000 things were created according to the Taoism. So when we are, for example, standing in Wuji posture, you're going into the state before the division of yin and yang. You're going into that oneness. So Qigong is about a constant reminder of going back into oneness, of remembering this state of union. So every Qigong class is basically a reliving of creation. So we're going into Wuji posture, we are in oneness, then we began applying yin and yang. So we are lifting the hands up, we are doing yang, and then we're sinking them down, we are going towards yin. And then afterwards, maybe we stand in a position and we go back into oneness. The Course in Miracles is explaining how your mind works. Qigong will not teach you that as such. Qigong will teach you the effects of your mind on your body and how you can do those effects. But the Course in Miracles is going for the core. It's saying the reason why you have all this, what is happening in you, is because you're thinking wrongly. You have to change your mind. And you have to want to change your mind. You have to be willing to change your mind. If you're not willing, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to be able to change it. I hope this makes sense to you. And please let me know if it makes sense, because I need to know. So let's start our Qigong class, applying our lesson. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Let's begin our Qigong class. Let's connect into this Wuji posture. Just remember, or try to remember, or just sink back into this oneness. Okay? So one of you has asked me about the pain in the back, but the reason why you have got pain in the back is because we need to strengthen the core. We need to strengthen the whole body, and we need to kind of open up make the rounding in our back less. Because if you're standing like this too much time, it's going to start hurting sooner or later. So what you want to do is you want to sink your coccyx bone and you want to open up the quad. So basically you are inverting the hip like this, and then you're creating space here in this hip crease area, which is called quad. And basically what you want to do is you want to sink all your awareness into the earth. You want to really become, when you're sinking all your awareness into the earth, what really happens is that you become aware of your whole body. You have your awareness only in the head, but when you're sinking your awareness to the feet, you can actually feel that you are aware of your whole body. You are aware of the space which your body is, your physical body is occupying. And once you're aware of the space your physical body is occupying, you can then expand this particular space and become aware of the energy field which is around you. So we go into Wuji posture, we relax, we put a smile on our face, and we begin turning our body left and right, and just warming our body up. So here you're lowering your coccyx bone, and you are, I'm not doing it like this, because that immediately gives me back pain. I'm doing it like this. I'm already in my Wuji posture. I'm in my grounding posture. So you just go into this, and then you start doing the knocking on the door of life, which is the Mingmen in the back. So you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So let's do that. Let's do 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. In and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Now notice how your body feels. So when we're noticing how our body feels, we're going back into oneness. We're going back into Wuji posture. So we are noticing how the body feels. This time I want you to do the same thing, but inhale and exhale through the nose. When you're inhaling and exhaling through the nose, you're tonifying the chi. So I just want you to try this and notice the difference which happens there. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Notice how the chi is building up. Very good. Last one. And now let's just shake this out. Very good. And then notice how you feel. Notice that you have woken up the body. The body is ready to work with you. So what we're going to do now, since we are working with the word God, holiness, Son of God, we're basically working, as I say it, in a vertical manner. Whenever we're working, we want to connect to our source. So when we want to connect to our source, for me, it's very important that your spine is open. So we're going to start something which is called spinal cord breathing. You put your hands like a soft fist, and then you open up your chest. You're like bending backwards, but still remember to lower the coccyx bone. And then you push your coccyx, your whole pelvis, you push it forward. And then afterwards, you round your back. There you go. It's like a question mark. And again, inhale and exhale. Take the glasses off. Inhale and exhale. One more. In. And now you're opening up the space in the front of your spine. So you open up. You're like making spaces on your spine in between each vertebra. And now you're making space on the back between each vertebra. Exhale. And let's do 3 more. In and exhale. In and exhale. One more. In and exhale. Open and relax. Instantly lower your coccyx bone and observe your body. How is it? If there is any tension released, then just shake it out immediately. Very good. And now I would suggest that we do crane's neck and turtleneck with 3 breaths. So the first one is turtleneck. So you roll your body down, then you rest your hand on your legs, and then you open up and you like a turtle coming out of its shell and then breathing up again. Okay, so this is again warming up exercises for the spine. So exhale down and then inhale up. You're probably gonna hear some cracks in your spine. It needed it. And inhale up. And do it very softly. Always be very gentle with your body, especially when we are warming up. Because there is all kinds of things. If you're not moving your body regularly, so there is all kinds of things attaching in the bones and muscles and tendons which need releasing. Okay, very good. Last one. And inhale up. And then relax again. Coccyx bone down. And notice how your body feels. Very good. Now we're going to do this thing which is called crane's neck. So you put your chin up and then you go down first with the chin, like going down, you're putting your neck out, and then you are rolling and lifting, rolling up inwards. So it's the opposite movement than what we have done just with the turtleneck. So again, you're looking up, and now you are leading the circle with your chin. It's like you're drawing a circle with your chin. Exhale down. And when you're at the bottom, then you start inhaling up. Inhale. And when you're exhaling through the mouth, you're releasing tensions. So you exhale. Very good. Let's do 2 more. And observe your spine. Observe your body. Very good. And come back to center. Notice how you feel. If you feel that something needs to be shaken out, just again shake the tree. Just let it go. And then we're just going to lift our hands up and sink them down again. Just inhaling up, just opening the flow of qi. This is called qi shi. Just inhale up and exhale down. Just going into the flow. Just becoming aware that we are much more than this physical body. We are divine beings having a human experience. Inhale and exhale. And now we're going to apply our lesson. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Inhale up and exhale down. And say it again. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. And exhale down. One more. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Exhale down. And then put your hands on your belly, and then let's apply this sentence to a situation, difficult situation we are seeing ourselves in. There's probably, you have got one already in your mind, and then you say, in the situation involving, fill in the blanks, I see myself in, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And put a smile on your face. Exhale. You can now pick another situation which is involving you. In this situation, which I see myself in, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And spread this out into the situation. Exhale. And let's do one more. Think of a third thing, or you can think of the same thing. In the situation involving, which I see myself in, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. And then exhale down. And now let's take one situation which is involving somebody else, maybe a loved one, or maybe a friend, or maybe somebody you admire and they see themselves in a difficult situation. So you can just apply it to them. In the situation involving, then name the situation in which so-and-so, fill in the blanks, sees himself or herself in. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Let's do it again. The same person, same situation. In the situation involving, fill in the blanks, which, your friend's name, sees herself or himself in, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. And exhale down. Now remember to lower your coccyx bone, creating space in your back. You want to have this connection between heaven and earth open. This is your spine. You want it to be able, the chi needs to be able to flow up and down. The light energy needs to flow up and down. Your life force energy. Very good. And then let's do one more time for somebody else, somebody which sees themselves in the situation involving which person's name sees himself in. There is nothing that my holiness cannot do. And now exhale down. Very good. And then just shake out any residue of those thoughts. Just let them go. Remembering that there is absolutely nothing that your holiness cannot do, that your completeness cannot do, that your union with that universal intelligence cannot do. You choose a word for yourself which is acceptable until you're ready to choose the word God. Use the word God and exhale down. And exhale down. And last one. And then let's repeat one more time. There is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Put a smile on your face. Put your hand at the level of your belly button, as if you were holding a big ball. Very good. And then you just take this big ball, hold the pelvis right towards the front, and then just bring it to the back. Lower your coccyx and just stretch the back just notice the soft stretch in the back as you rotate your waist. And bring it back to the center. Now do the same again. You're softly stretching. You're rotating the spine and softly stretching the opposite side. The hips, they're looking forward, okay? That is the movement. So now you exhale to the side and inhale to the center. Look at your hands while you're doing it. They're like rounded. That's it. So you have inhaled and now you exhale to the side. Inhale and exhale. In and exhale. Inhale to the center. And now say, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Exhale. Inhale. And then say again, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Exhale. In. And now just let it flow. And exhale. In. And exhale. In. And last one to this side. Exhale. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your hands. Notice how you feel. And now we are going to reinforce our central channel and come to the closing of our class. So imagine that your hands are like suction cups. You inhale up. Bring the chi, earth chi above your head, and then exhale down. Imagine that you are standing in a cascade of holiness, in a cascade of divine light, in a cascade of divine waterfall. Inhale up. Collect this heavenly energy, this heavenly light, and exhale it down. Bring it through the center of your channel, exhaling down. Notice that your channel is much more open than at the beginning of the exercise. And now let's make it even wider open. Inhale. Collect the heavenly chi and exhale down. Very good. Now let's do 2 more by yourself, just following your own breath. Inhale up. Collect. And exhale down. Inhale. Collect the chi. Exhale down. And last one. Inhale. And then say, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Exhale down. Because my mind is part of God's and I am very holy. Exhale. Your hands on your belly. Close your legs. If you would like to do some more Qigong, then you can come to my other channel where you can do some guided exercises in English. And otherwise, just put your hands under your belly. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale and exhale, centering your thoughts, centering your ideas, your dispersed ideas back into this holy channel of yours, in this holy pillar of light, which is crossing your body from top to bottom. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Have a wonderful day. If you want to have more Qigong classes, you can click on this link here in my other Qigong channel. These are in English. And here is the playlist for all the first 50 lessons of A Course in Miracles. Have a wonderful day.